Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carlton D'Souza. This is Million Opinions. And in today's episode, I have Sudhakshina Shivakumar, who is a baker first and an entrepreneur. Coco, Chilli is her bakery in the UAE, born and raised here.
Yes.
Welcome to Million Opinions, Sudhakshina.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
You're also known as Sue the Baker on social media, no?
Sue the Bakster.
The Bakester. Okay, what's with the name? Why Sue the Bakester? Not
So
Baker?
Sue because my name is Sudhakshina, and for a lot of people don't get my name properly. They either say Sudhakrishna or Sudhakshina, and so to make it easier for a lot of people, I started calling myself Sue when I entered the industry. And somewhere I read that baker is for male and bakester is for female.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not something that people usually use, but I just thought maybe I'll just use it.
Yeah, why not educate everybody else also in the process?
Maybe, yeah.
So, what is your backstory? How did you begin this journey?
Okay, so it's been 11 years since I started being in this industry. It was in 2014 when I went for like proper culinary training. Did I want to be a baker from the beginning? No. I actually wanted to be a pilot. But somehow food drew me towards it, and baking especially. And that's how I started my journey in 2014. I was actually specialized in pastry first. And then I worked for a while over here. And then when I was working in one of the restaurants, is the first time I heard about sourdough. And obviously I've seen croissants and stuff, but sourdough was something that I heard for the first time, I saw for the first time, tasted. So I was very intrigued to know what this bread was, and I wanted to know more about it and kind of get more skilled in it. So that's when in 2017 I went to Paris and I did a boulangerie diploma. That was good. 9 months, yeah. So I studied bread for 9 months.
Okay, and boulangerie is?
So boulangerie means like how patisserie is for pastries, boulangerie is just bread making. So I specialized completely in that, and Paris, I mean, that's the best place where you can go and study bread. So I specialized in bread, croissants, and sourdough baguettes and things like that. And then again, I came back, worked for a while, and in 2020 is when I decided to open my own place.
2020?
Yes.
During the COVID?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I had actually quit my job in 2020, and I was just baking from home, and then my dad was like, why don't you actually start something of your own? This has been something that you want to do for a very long time. So I said, okay, this is a good time, and the rents were quite cheap during COVID, so I was like, let's just begin. So yeah, that's how my journey began. That's how Coco Chilli began.
The bakery you started, was it just by passion, or are you trying to solve any problem?
So when I first initially started, because when I was working in many places, there was like a surge in specialty coffee shops. And they were all like small specialty coffee shops, which were buying, croissants and other pastries from the bakeries I used to work in. So that's when I realized, okay, maybe because I realized like in another 1 or 2 years, this is going to be the demand. So why not start something of my own and start supplying? So that's how it initially started. But obviously through the years, the demand went lower because people started making it in-house or they preferred frozen. So that's how it, passion was one for sure. And also I wanted to show my creativity, because sometimes when you're working in a place, you're bound to only do what is meant to be done, whatever is there in the menu. So it kind of like I had a constraint in doing things. So that's why I was like, okay, this is also a good chance for me to experiment and show my skills. Yeah.
So what is your creativity and your skills? How have you put it in your product?
My creativity comes in flavors. So I experiment a lot in flavors. I would keep one base product, but I would try different flavors, mix different cultures, and that's how, I try to make it unique.
Speaking of which, Coco Chilli, what's the story behind the name?
Okay, so when I first started, Coco Chilli was just a French bakery where the concept was we're making something sweet and something salty, and we wanted to keep it a very French-like thing. But last summer was when I kind of narrowed down and niched down to what my brand would be, and it would be an Indo-French bakery. And the name kind of sat well for it as well. Cocoa being the sweet side of the French, and Chilli, of course, being the Indian side. Yeah, so Coco and Chilli. Yeah.
I saw your post for Diwali. It was very creative. It was something different. What was the feedback from your clients for Diwali?
So Diwali is the time I actually make the most money. It's the time where I get to really, really play with flavors and traditions and culture of, the whole Diwali. So Diwali, the response is amazing. And the fact that people look forward to every year just makes me really happy, and it motivates me to do more. So in fact, in my first Diwali, I did eclairs with Indian flavors. Then the second one, I did macaroons. So if you notice, actually, I use the French pastry side, like eclairs, macaroons, tarts, or even the last year I did croissants. But the fillings are all the Indian-based sweets. So that's how I do it, and the response is just really good.
So any surprising feedback that you've got, good or bad, whatever you are willing to share?
Good feedback, I think one of the good feedbacks I've got is people liking sourdough bread. See, sourdough is something that is still, at least when I started, it was not something very familiar with the Indian community. And a lot of people started, exploring, and I explained to them what's the good side about sourdough. And when they started sourdough, they're like, we cannot switch back to regular breads. I even have babies who have sourdoughs without salt. I have customers who buy sourdoughs from me to feed their babies. So that itself is so good. And I've had few people call me the sourdough queen. Just saying. Just saying.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's a good feedback. And of course, I've got a lot of constructive criticism, and that also has helped me push through. Yeah.
Gluten allergy. Are you making anything gluten-free?
So we do gluten-free, but that's more on the if you don't want to have gluten and you're looking for an alternative solutions. We don't cater to much products that are for people who are highly allergic, only because we do other products also which contain gluten, and just to make sure that they don't get allergic to it. But we do have products like gluten-free brownie. It's not on the healthy side, but it's one of our best sellers. And then we have makhana mousse, which is gluten-free, and it's refined sugar-free. So we have few products that cater to different dietary needs.
The biggest challenge that you faced when you started your company?
Staffing. Staffing till date, I face sometimes. It is the biggest challenge, and I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs will agree with me of how difficult staffing is. Sometimes you get very skilled people with very high demands, or you get people who say they're very skilled but then don't come, and then you have people who are very flaky, which came to me as a big surprise because I worked for 7 years before starting my own business. And when I saw these kind of stuff, and when I was like, this is not how I was, and it came as a big shock to me because I was like, why are people like this? So it took me a long time to kind of understand why people are like this, or what am I doing wrong? What am I not looking at when I have to hire someone? So that was a challenge that I faced in terms of, inside the kitchen. Outside the kitchen, I would say admin and operations, because I was so well versed in the the operations inside the kitchen. When admin, finance, marketing, social media all came up on me, I was very clueless. But somehow I obviously pushed through. I mean, it's not something I'm 100% still, but it's definitely something I've improved from day one.
So when it comes to hiring, what traits are you looking for?
So number one is if somebody comes and says, I have the passion for baking, I tell them, don't say that. Because a lot of people will come and say, oh, I have so much passion and all that. And when it comes to really working, because this industry, it looks very glamorous from outside. A lot of people want to be like, hey, I'm a chef. Look at me, I'm in a chef jacket. It looks super duper glamorous from outside. But when you really start working is when long hours. Half the time you don't get to eat food on time. Orders just keep coming. And if you cannot cope up with that, then this industry is really not for you. And in all honesty, some places, really pay peanuts. They really pay peanuts. It's much better now, but there are some places that still have that very, okay, you're a chef, you don't need that kind of salary. So if you're willing to accept all of that, then yes, your passion really plays. Then you're really come for the passion. So what I'm looking for in a person is definitely someone who's able to do all of this, who's skilled, and who brings something onto the table. I might have everything that I can give you, but at the same time, I'm still learning, and everyone brings some new knowledge. And that's what I want people to do. I don't want people to be like horses. Just whatever I say, you will do it. And until I tell you to do that, you'll not do it. So you have to be proactive. So those are the few things that I look.
Work from home is something which is a hot topic right now. So if you're working in your bakery, can we expect to work from home? And is it realistic?
I wish I could work from home. But my bakery is my second home. I have created an environment for my team members, I don't call them staff, for my team members to feel like they are enjoying work, they get to like work from home, because like we listen to music, we snack in between, we try new things, and work from home, it's all about comfortability, but at the end of the day, it's about your environment. If you have a very fun environment, it really doesn't matter where you're working from.
But there is a high pressure at times.
There is, of course, especially during festive seasons. We start very early. We have to finish all the orders. We have surprise orders that come our way. People wake up late and be like, okay, can we have like 10 boxes tomorrow? And we have to go through all of that. But once it all finishes, we look back and, award ourselves. We really feel good that we did all this, all our hard work paid off, and we have a little party.
So what is your approach during difficult times?
Stress. I stress a lot.
Mm-hmm. And how does that reflect on your employees?
So obviously I cannot show that, but my team members are so cooperative that they actually sense when I'm stressed, and they do everything to sort of keep the situation calm. But at the same time, they obviously look at me to get that sort of guidance. And when I get that sort of, like, hey, I'm here to help you, even I give that back to them and support them. Because at the end of the day, no matter how calm you are, if your team members don't give that back to you, it doesn't matter. You're going to just be more stressed. So even if you're calm, if your team members are very like, I don't feel like doing it, why are they ordering last minute? That's just going to make you more stressed. So it goes both ways. And when I project that, they project it back to me, and that's how it works. Yeah.
Dealing with clients, how is that going for you? Are you the face of it?
I'm very glad sometimes I have to deal with clients not face to face. Sometimes when they message, I'm like, great, they can't see my facial expressions. I don't take feedbacks that well. I'll be very honest with you. I'm someone who's very like crude that way. I don't sugarcoat and be like, I take feedbacks with, great pat on the back and all that. Whoever does that, well, good for them. But everybody, when you give, it's a human instinct. When you get a bad feedback, you're not going to be like, oh, what did I do? Of course, you're going to be like, what the hell went wrong here, right? I don't take it. At first go, I don't take it well, because at the end of the day, Coco Chilli means Sudhakshina, Sudhakshina means Coco Chilli. So my name, I have that fear, right? Like, oh my God, people are going to start talking bad about me. And I go into this whirlpool of emotions. So I do take a minute or two. Then I step back and sort of analyze what the situation is. I mean, I'm a lot better from when I started. Of course, I aged. I mean, I became mature with age. But it takes me a while to analyze. And once I'm calm, I get to analyze it a lot better. And then take necessary action to make it better. Or if somebody says, your product was not up to the mark or something, I either offer them something, or I tell them, if there is any other thing that you plan to order, we will, make sure it's up to your satisfaction.
A few annoying behaviors from clients you would like to share.
I love it. So one is not responding on time, only because what people or what some customers don't understand is when they place an order, it's not something where we can just put it in a bag and give it to you. There's a certain level of prep that needs to go through. And Coco Chilli makes all their orders, like we bake it fresh to order. So we need some time. And no, they take time and they reply like at the end of the day and they say, yeah, can we have it tomorrow at 9 a.m.? And I'm like, you had the entire day. And we kept following up with you. So that is something I'm sure every entrepreneur, everyone in the F&B industry will agree with me. Second thing is when I've seen reviews on Google and they don't state out the reason. As they'll just give the star. And I'm like, okay, you want to tell me why? So yeah, so there are a few things, and then of course I've had people who've come to my shop, and so I renovated my space last summer, and we're only 500 square feet, we're very small, and we've kept limited seating, yeah. But I've had people who've come in and go like, oh, you should have more seats. Oh, you should have done this. Oh, you should have done that. And then I'll be like, yes, in my next shop, I surely will take your feedback. We'll surely take your feedback. So yeah, it's like no matter what you do, there will be always someone who's not satisfied. Yeah.
Speaking of scaling up, what plans do you have for the next 5 years?
So, in fact, this renovation came after 3 years. I mean, after 3 years, I was like, okay, that's it. I want a new look for the shop. And I made the change. So hopefully it should not take me another 3 years before I make another decision. But by the way it looks, I've got my customer base have increased. I want to explore more products for which I definitely need a better space, so that more customers can come in and try our products. Yes.
What has been your biggest win? Is it the retail customers or is it a B2B business?
I would say, like I said, when I first started, I was catering to a lot of B2B clients. But then I saw a change. People wanted frozen. They wanted alternative solutions for which we couldn't cater. That's when I started focusing more on customers. And now I can say I'm a little balanced. I have my B2B clients as well, which they are the ones that give me my constant income. So I need to very much thrive on that, because sometimes customers, it's like, it's very... what do you say? Sometimes we are busy, sometimes we're not. There are so many places opening up. So change is like people want to keep looking for new things. So that's why, I would say in terms of, what do you say, biggest customer or who are my biggest wins, I would say both equally, but I would little bit more on the customer, B2C. B2C, okay. Yeah.
How do you handle failures and setback with your team?
We have had a few failures in our past. It does bring in a lot of, like I said, it does bring in a lot of stress for me, because I'm always worried about what will people say. So the thing that I've learned is always take a moment, like step out, see the picture from another viewpoint, and see how you can solve it. And I do take a lot of sort of feedback and learning from both my husband and my father. They really, because they both have businesses as well, and they started before me, so they do give me a lot of insights on how to tackle a certain situation, or how I can kind of like see it in another way and not always look at it as an attack. So those are the few things that I do in order to make sure we keep going and not take that failure as a very big failure.
And how do you encourage your team in this process?
I keep telling them, see, we're all humans. We're bound to make mistakes. We just have to keep learning from it. Obviously, 1 time, 2 time, the 3rd time means there's something really wrong with it. So stop it. See what needs to be fixed. If you need me to help you, I like my team to kind of first fix the situation by themselves. Then they will eventually learn. That's how I learned. You fall and you kind of get up by yourself, so you will know how to do it by yourself. And then obviously when they're stuck is when I come through and kind of help them. So luckily we have not had a very big failure. But yeah, there are times where I've seen things not moving forward, and I've always thought, okay, maybe this is my time to, close down or something like that. But something has always pushed me forward. So yeah.
Work-life balance for you as an entrepreneur and also for your employees.
When I was working, I didn't really have a work-life balance, which was fine for me then because I was single, I was with my parents, just wanted to hang out with friends whenever I wanted to. It was fine. Obviously, after marriage, it was like, okay, I'm married. I want to spend time with my family. And if I don't start it now, in the future, I might get so used to being in this work, and it'll end up going there. I remember one of my friends telling me that when you go to the grave, your family will be there, not your work. So that really stuck to me. And I'm making sure not just me, but my team members also get that kind of work-life balance. We're all off on one day, which is Monday, and we have to give 1 day off. And on Sundays we're actually half day, because I'm sure Sundays everybody wants to do something or the other, and I give them the chance to do that. I also try to make them work their hours, their shift timings. Maybe one or 2 days it goes a little extra, but most of the time I really try them to, follow the shift timings. Yeah.
Any exciting projects you have in pipeline?
Every month there's something exciting, but I'm already looking forward to Diwali. Mm-hmm. So Diwali, whenever I start working for Diwali, I start working like 5 to 6 months in advance, because it takes me that much time to be creative, to work on packaging, photography and all that. So I think for me personally, it's Diwali, but there's a lot of things that are coming in between. Yeah.
Are you open to working with interns?
Yes, I am. The only thing for me is inside the kitchen, I would not be able to take interns because of municipality reasons. But in terms of social media, in terms of admin or marketing, definitely I'm up for working with interns. They all come with a fresh mind.
Okay. And what are the traits you would look in that kind of profile?
I would say just showcase Coco Chilli in a way you would, take it as Coco Chilli is yours. And the Gen Z kids have a way different way of showcasing anything, so which I'm not able to do. I'm really trying, and I'm really open to it, but because it's quite catchy. And whenever I see something on Instagram, I was like, I should do this for for Coco and Chilli, but whenever I try it, it doesn't really happen. I'm very proper millennial types.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your role models and your mentors that you had throughout your life.
So I don't specifically have a role model per se. All my head chefs that I worked with, they were all brilliant, and I still keep in touch with them. Anytime I get stuck while working, I reach out to them and tell them, hey, I have a problem with this, can you help me? And they go out of their way to help me all the time. So yes, my head chefs of all the places that I worked in. And in terms of inspiration, I don't have a particular, like a chef or someone I get inspired by. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the sourdough bakers on Instagram. So there's so much that you can learn from, all these social media platforms. So yeah, they're pretty much all my inspiration. Yeah.
So for our viewers and listeners, if they're impressed with your story, how would you like them to support you?
By talking about the brand. I know there are a lot of people out there who still don't know Coco and Chilli, and I feel they're missing out on it. Just keep talking. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of influencers who will support me with taking videos and stuff like that. But I'm still a little old school in terms of, word of mouth. If somebody tells me that, hey, I've gone here and I've eaten, I'll definitely believe them more. So keep talking about Coco and Chilli. We have a lot to offer. We're very small. We hope to become big someday. And we're a family-owned business with a lot of passion. And we have a lot of emotion in our products, by which I mean there's a lot of heart and soul that gets put down on those products, not just by me, but by my team members. And that's what I've told them to do also. Whatever product you're doing, serve it like as if you're serving it for your family. And that's what I want people to do. Talk about Coco and Chilli.